I was hanging up missing posters for my sister when my phone buzzed in my pocket. I grabbed for it so fast I almost dropped it. Ava? No, honey, it's Mom. My whole body sagged. I pressed my hand against my chest and closed my eyes. I need to talk to you about Oliver. Mom, not this again. He's just Ava's boyfriend. I checked her location. Her phone is pinging at his house. He told the police she left after dinner. If she left, why is her phone still there 3 weeks later? I pressed my forehead against the telephone pole. Maybe she left it on the counter. People forget their phones. Your sister? The girl who panics if her phone is in the other room? Mom. And he calls me every day. He cries on the phone, but it's the same cry every time. Same words, same pauses, like he's reading from a script. My stomach tightened and I gripped the phone harder. I didn't want to believe her. I was standing in front of the missing poster I just stapled up, Ava's birthday photo. She was laughing with the sun necklace Mom gave her glinting against her collarbone. I reached up and touched her face in the photo and my throat tightened. Mom, you haven't slept in 3 weeks. You're wearing her sweatshirt to bed. I think the stress is making you see things. I'm not crazy. Her voice cracked and I could hear her start crying and I squeezed my eyes shut. I'm telling you something is wrong with that man. I'll go check on him today, okay? I'll look around. Will that make you feel better? Bring something of hers home. Anything. I just want something that smells like her. And pay attention, because I'm telling you that boy is not what he seems. I hung up and wiped my eyes with the back of my hand. I pulled out my phone and typed, "Good morning, sunshine," to Ava, the way I did every morning, because she used to send it to me every day since I left for college, and I couldn't stop sending it back. Delivered. I stared at that word, and my chest ached. Oliver called me 10 minutes later, crying so hard I could barely understand him. He said he couldn't stay in the house anymore and he needed help packing. His voice cracked when he said, "Her shampoo is still in the shower." My eyes stung and I wiped them hard because he sounded like a man who missed my sister as much as I did. I told him I was on my way. The drive to Oliver's house took 20 minutes and I cried for most of it. I kept picturing Ava standing on the porch waving at me the way she always did when I pulled in. I pulled into the driveway and sat there staring at the porch. Empty. I wiped my face and got out. Oliver opened the door and he looked terrible. Red eyes, unshaven, shirt wrinkled like he'd slept in it for days. He pulled me into a hug and held on, and I could feel him shaking against me. I rubbed his back and told him we'd find her, and my voice cracked on, "Find." He pulled back and wiped his face with both hands and tried to smile and couldn't. He walked me to the kitchen and poured me a coffee without asking. Cream and no sugar, the way he always made it at family dinners. He pulled out a chair for me and set a box of tissues between us. I pulled out my phone while he poured his own cup and checked Ava's messages. "Good morning, sunshine." Delivered. Still delivered. He sat down across from me and I put the phone away. "Do you think they'll find her?" His eyes were wet. I gripped my cup and my throat tightened. "I don't know. I just keep thinking about where she could be." His voice got quiet. Like, is she scared? Is she cold somewhere? Is she alone? My eyes burned and I looked down at my cup. He looked up at me and a tear ran down his cheek and he wiped it away. I was going to ask her to marry me. I had the ring and everything. I was going to do it at that Italian place she loves, and she was going to cry because she always cries at everything. He pressed his hand over his eyes. He was crying the same way he cried on the phone with my mom. Same words, same pauses. I squeezed my coffee cup until my fingers ached. He pointed me toward the garage. "Start in there. I'll work upstairs. I can't handle her stuff yet." He went up the stairs without looking back. The garage was cold and smelled like motor oil. I started pulling boxes off shelves and stacking them by the door. I worked my way to the chest freezer against the back wall. I pulled out my phone and typed, "Good morning, sunshine," to Ava, the way I did every morning. I hit send, and from inside the freezer, a phone buzzed. I stopped. Every molecule in my body stopped. I stared at the freezer. I typed Ava and hit send. The phone buzzed again, inside the freezer. I grabbed the counter behind me to hold myself up. I walked toward the freezer. My legs were moving. I was hanging up missing posters for my sister when my